So I am just back from the farmer's market on a Sunday. I go every single Sunday here in Los Angeles. So lucky to live in LA where year round there's beautiful produce. So I get what I need for the week, but I also get some treats. And it's just my favorite thing to do, to shop at the farmer's market. So I'm going to show you what I got this morning. So first off, this is the kind of roller thing on wheels that I take with me. Because it's so heavy to carry everything. And what is this called? The smart cart. But the smart cart is kind of falling apart now because it's so heavy. I'm not sure it's long for this world. Anyway, when I get back, what I love to do is I put everything out on the table. If it's nice weather, I put it outside so it doesn't clog up my kitchen. And if it is cold weather, obviously it goes inside. So I'm going to show you some of the things I got. So the first thing, and now, by the way, is December. So how lucky are we that we get all this gorgeousness in December here in California? So the first thing is grapes. I found loads and loads of really delicious grapes. These are like a little champagne grape. And I've got two different kinds here. I don't get too many because I'm really cognizant of waste. So I try to be really careful. But what I'm going to do with these ones here, these little teeny ones, they're so sweet, and I'm just going to pop them in the freezer. So then we can take them out and eat them like candy. And these other ones we will probably eat as a family today. So next up, I just needed one onion. I still have a few onions, a huge bunch of cilantro because I'm going to be making tacos. I make a lot as a plant-based cook. I make a lot of Mexican food and I just love the taste of cilantro, but it doesn't last very long, so I have to get it fresh every week. I almost always get kale, and the thing about this market is the kale is really huge, giant leaves of kale. So I roast it in the oven to make kale chips. I shred it and massage it to make salads, and in this case I'm going to be making a kale slaw. And how I'm going to be making my kale slaw is with this red cabbage I got. So I'm going to shred up really small the red cabbage and the kale, and I'm going to make a really light vegan creamy dressing with cilantro, and then I'm going to have this delicious crunchy slaw which I'll serve with tacos or on its own. So there's another stall that I go to, and they have a lot of heirloom veggies, and it's really inexpensive. So I got here, and it's all organic and sustainable. So I got here some sugar snap peas. So what we'll probably do with those is just eat them as snacks, just eat them out of the little pod, because you can pod them really easily. I'm trying to do this here with one hand, but there, I've got that lovely delicious sweet pea that you can pop straight in your mouth, and it's like a perfect little snack. I got one heirloom tomato, still loads in December of tomatoes because we're here in California. And again, I just get one because if I get 4 of those, I'm just going to waste them and they'll go mushy in my fridge. So I'll probably just pop those in a salad. I got these beans, which actually remind me of English summer beans. My mum used to grow these in England. She said, actually, the lady said they're an Italian variety, but they're kind of flat. I don't quite know what you would call them. If you've got any ideas, let me know what you call them. But what I'll do with those is I will just slice them diagonally and steam them, and we'll have them as a side with any meal with a tiny little bit of tamari or olive oil. Then I got a radicchio lettuce. I really almost always have a radicchio lettuce because I like the bitterness of it, and it's a really healthy lettuce, and I like to blend it with arugula or spinach for a really good salad. I got some chistito peppers, and what I'm going to do is probably fry those in garlic, tamari, and a little bit of avocado oil, and my husband absolutely loves those, so that's his treat. I got those for him. Avocados I got a little bag of. They're really expensive right now. It's because they're out of season. It was $6 for 4 avocados, so that is expensive for California, but I just can't go without. Every single day practically I eat an avocado because it's just such a healthy fat. I also bought a little bag of lettuce. This comes in a great big loose container, and the lady sells it really inexpensively because it's the leaves that have fallen off the little lettuces. So much better than those triple washed bags that you find at every single grocery store. The taste is incomparable. So I always try and get my lettuces from the farmer's market. And to that end here, I have a huge, this whole thing is just one head of Escarole lettuce. And you don't often see this just at this time of year in December. And it's so crunchy. So I'm going to make a big, just Escarole crunchy salad with some roasted beets and some crunchy fennel. And fennel I love because it's so good for digestive issues, or your digestion basically, and tasty. So I'll really thinly slice that and it'll add crunch to the salad. I also got in here some Bok Choy, because Bok Choy is actually one of the healthiest greens that you can buy. I think Bok Choy, watercress and kale are right up there in the top 3. And so what I love to do with bok choy is I like to steam it. I love to put it in a curry. So I might make a curry this week just with what I've got left in my crisper drawer: potatoes, carrots, bok choy, some coconut milk and turmeric, and done. Just easy. I got broccolini, which I prefer to broccoli, as does my whole family. It's just sweeter, really, really good from this one vendor who's organic, and I just steam that, and it's perfect. I got my favorite apples. This time of year is the time of year for apples, and I like Fuji's. They are my favorite apples. They're the only apples actually I really like. They're very, very firm, crispy, and I just love the taste of Fuji apples. How about you? What apples do you like best? I just got a few satsumas because I'm the only one in my family who eats them, so I'll just keep these on my desk by my computer this week, and just, for 4 days I'll have one a day, and it'll just be a good little snack. I got, as a little treat for my daughter, some honey roasted almonds. Now this is a guy who has his own nut and olive orchard, so he does them all himself, and from him, here's his name. I actually got some olive oil because I don't eat very much olive oil, and I'm very, very picky. It's got to be super duper fresh, the olive oil that I get. But this man presses all his own olives. He filters it. He said I could get unfiltered if I wanted to order it specially, but most people don't like it. I actually like the unfiltered, so I might order it from him. And he's such a nice man, the farmer himself. So I got that, and that'll be really tasty. And then this is an extravagant treat. So from the pressed juicery, I really try to make my own, but this week I haven't got time. So I got this, one for me, one for my daughter. It's strawberry almond milk, and it's got beets and coconut water in it. So it is expensive, but again, sometimes I just give myself these little healthy treats. And I also got a rosemary white bean hummus. Again, sometimes I make this, but this one, and I tested a lot of the hummuses, and this was so creamy with the white beans. So really excited. And that actually you could dip a whole sugar snap pea into that, or carrots, as a healthy snack. So I just thought that might be fun to share with you some of my little finds at the farmer's market, and I might try and finish off this vlog actually by showing you maybe the coleslaw that I'm going to make later today. So I'll try and get that in there to my little Sunday vlog. Okay, so I just want to show you, I actually have put together a salad using the escarole, which is really nice because it's so crunchy. And then what I did was I cubed up some apple. This is actually not the Fuji's I bought, but it's some Granny Smiths that I had. I was going to make applesauce, but didn't get around to it. And a Granny Smiths are great in a salad because they are a little bit more tart. So I've got that. I've got some toasted walnuts, and then I had some sourdough bread in the fridge that needed to be used up, like a heel of it. And again, I don't like wasting anything, so I just cubed it, put a tiny bit of nutritional yeast and grapeseed oil on it, and just toasted them in the oven so they're super crunchy. Then what I'm going to do, I'm about to serve this salad, I have roasted the beets, and I just put them into the oven, and I just forgot about them on 350, left them there for about an hour, and then took them out when they were cool enough. I just peeled off the skins, and then I've just roughly chopped them, and they are going to go in the salad. And beets are just so healthy. They're full of liver cleansing compounds, particularly raw, but even cooked. And obviously when you roast them, they're really sweet. So this, to me, is the perfect sort of lovely, crunchy, hearty winter salad. So now for my afternoon prep on a Sunday afternoon. So what I've done is I have shredded or really chopped up the red cabbage, the kale, and I just had one yellow carrot, so I added that to make this coleslaw. And the thing is, with cruciferous veggies like cabbage and kale, the sulforaphane, which is the compound that actually contains all the disease-fighting nutrients, is released when you chop it. It's really, really important to chop your cruciferous veggies at least 30 minutes, if not an hour, before you eat them. So a great and easy way to do this is when you're making this coleslaw. So it's raw, chopped. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to water down, because I'm sort of in a cheating mood, because it's Sunday, a vegan mayo that I just happen to have here in my hand. I'm going to sort of thin it out with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to put the cilantro in it, and that will be the creamy coleslaw dressing. Now the other thing that I've done is I have soaked some cashew nuts, because I'm going to make a sort of cashew cheesy cream for these tacos that I'm making this evening. And then the other thing that I did to prep was I had some tempeh, and what I've done is I just cubed it, as you can see right here, and it's marinating just in a little bit of tamari and garlic, and tamari is the gluten-free soy sauce. So I'm just going to continue to let that marinate, and then I'm going to pop it in my air fryer so it gets really crispy, and that will be what I'm going to put in the tacos for later. So it's a really easy dinner and just a bit of easy Sunday afternoon prep. Okay, so in the evening or the afternoon on a Sunday, particularly in the winter, I snuggle up, which is why I've just got my little fuzzy bunny fleece, my brand new bunny fleece that I am in love with. I found it when I was in Dublin, Georgia, but it's the warmest, coziest thing. And then what I'll often do is, in fact I have every single day, is I have a big teapot of silver needle tea, white tea, which is called Silver Needle Tips. And this one that I have right here is by Rishi, which is a really, really good brand. It's really good quality tea. It's expensive, but it's so worth it. So I've got this little teapot. Can you see how that is doing its little thing? And of course, white tea is, out of all the teas, has the highest antioxidants. It goes white, highest, then green, then oolong, then black. So that's how it works out. All come from the same bush, but they're just oxidized in different degrees, or steamed or dried. But white tea is really good. And this one, as you can see, it's like an amber color, although it is technically a white tea, but it's very, very rich in flavor. So satisfying. And on a Sunday, afternoon or evening, I always have a cup. And then, oh my gosh, it's so warming. Then, right here, I am eating a scone. And I think scones are my biggest treat, actually, for me. I'm not a huge cake girl, I'm not a huge chocolate girl, I'm not a huge brownie girl, I'm not a huge muffin girl, but I love scones. So this one is my pumpkin scone that I make all the way through from kind of October to January, because pumpkin makes it so sweet and delicious. So I'll link to the recipe underneath this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this one of kind of really what I eat in a day, what I buy at the farmer's market, and what I prepared on a kind of pretty regular fall/winter Sunday. Leave me comments, leave me questions, let me know if you like my vlogs, because they're a new thing for me, and I'd really be interested to know what you think. I will see you next time. Bye guys.